Hi, I'm Jim Selke. Welcome to Airway Lanes.
Welcome to this month's exciting episode of Bowling Showcase, the only show to bring you everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. Well, here we are in November already, my favorite time of the year. The weather's getting cooler, it's apple cider time, the leaves are changing colors, and the bowling season is really taking off. Now, it's our privilege to bring you all that bowling action right into your own living room. We have another action-packed episode lined up, but first I'd like to thank our host center for this month's show, Airway Lanes in Waterford, the host center of the team event of the 2018 Michigan State Women's Championships. Later on in the show, we'll take a peek around this center and learn a little bit more about all they have to offer. Okay, first up on today's show, let's take a look at some of the top stories making the MD USBC news this month. The Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame banquet was held at DeCarlo's on October 15th. This year's class included 7 inductees and 3 special award winners. A great evening of food, fun, fellowship, and great bowling stories by all. Congratulations to this year's class. Proving that bowling is a lifetime sport, John Bonetta celebrated 75 years in the same league. Now, of those 75 years, 42 of them he was the league secretary of the Electrical Workers League, now at Regal Lanes. MD USBC President John Vorpagel and Vice President George Brzezinski presented him with a plaque prior to the league in front of family, friends, and fellow league bowlers. John recently celebrated his 95th birthday and continues to bowl. Congratulations to all of this year's Hall of Fame inductees, and a big congratulations to John Bonetta. 75 years of bowling. Now that's commitment to something you love. Now let's jump right into our first women's event of the season, the inaugural Women's Series Baker Doubles held at Hazel Park Bowl, now on Bowling Showcase. The action was fast-paced and exciting as 15 teams participated in the inaugural Baker Doubles event, designed to introduce new players to the MD USBC Women's Series. This event was held at the always accommodating Hazel Park Bowl in Hazel Park, and the action was intense. Of the 30 competitors in this event, 13 had never competed in the Women's Series before. The top qualifying team in the event was the duo of Robin Orlikowski of Grand Rapids and Sarah Pettinger of Kentwood with an 8-game total of 1607. Now they advanced to the finals with a 469 to 346 triumph over Kathleen Mays of Westland and Annette Wilson of Novi. Now the team of Ashley Denard and Jennifer Maples, both from Southfield, they qualified third with an 8-game total of 1494. In match play, they beat Tanisha Burris of Holt and Elaine Wright of Eaton Rapids. $426 to $392. Then they beat the duo of Jessica Zisler of Saginaw and Women's Series regular Julio Chepik of Reese, 385 to 360 to advance to the finals. The two powerhouse duos faced off against each other in one of the most exciting matches of this young season. Trading strikes, both teams started strong. But as the two-game Baker match went on, the team of Maples and Denard started overpowering their opponents. Pins were flying. On this day, Maples and Denard could not be beat, with every pin falling into place. Now in the end, Maples and Denard took the championship with a two-game score of 513 to 424 and won the first ever MD USBC Women's Series Baker Doubles event. You know, it seems like everything fell for you in match play. How do you explain it?
It was just luck. Honestly speaking, luck, and it was just our day, basically. That's all it was. And a lot of pressure from my teammate. She put all the pressure on me. She wanted me to just go anchor.
You made me strike at the beginning of the day, so it was on you to strike for match play. You told me, get you to match play, and you was going to strike. So I did what I had to do.
That is true.
So, Robin, what did you think of the format today? A little different than usual.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. You know, everybody getting their feet under them for the first 4 games and then bowling Baker. We don't really get that opportunity, so it's really fun to come and do that. So thank you for that.
Congratulations to Ashley Denard and Jennifer Maples on their impressive Baker doubles victory. Most of these women bowlers will be competing in this year's upcoming highly competitive Women's Series events, and you can watch all that upcoming action all season long right here. Now, we're going to take a little break, so stick around. We'll be right back with more bowling action on Bowling Showcase.
A lot of professional tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
The Bowling Centers Association of Michigan is a nonprofit trade organization that protects, promotes, and advances the interest of its members and member centers. It is the only association in Michigan affiliated with the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Benefits include group purchasing programs, tournaments, annual convention and trade show, education seminars, and legislative representation. Interested in becoming a member? Contact Bo Gergen at 989-600-0992 or visit mibowl.com. The Michigan State USBC Bowling Association provides tournament competition to all levels of bowlers. Competition includes the Michigan State Open Championships at Fairlanes in Granville and Westgate in Comstock Park. The State Masters and Senior Masters will be at Astro Lanes in Madison Heights. Visit mistatebowl.com for entries for these tournaments and more information. Okay, we're here with Jim Selke, the owner of Airway Lanes. Jim, thank you for having us this month on Bowling Showcase. You know, this center has been around a long time. You've had it for a few years now. So you got a lot of leagues, but you got a lot of leagues you're starting up too, short season leagues. Why don't you tell me about those?
We do a lot of pizza and beer leagues here, a lot of adult youth leagues. We'll try any concept that'll bring people in, whether it's a corporation wanting to entertain their employees or just people that want to come in and have fun for a short period of time, so it's not a big commitment. They're real popular, especially in the wintertime.
Okay, and so next year, though, you've got a huge event coming to Airway Lanes, right?
This winter, yeah, starting in February, right? We got the women's state team tournament coming in.
Okay, are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking very much forward to that, yep. Every Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be hopping around here.
So from mid-February until the first part of May, the place to be in Waterford is Airway Lanes.
Should be Airway Lanes, yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
You know, I know Century Bowl's got the doubles and singles right down the street, but are you doing anything special for that? Are you doing like any drink specials or food specials?
We're going to roll out the red carpet. We're going to have, obviously, things like Bloody Mary bar, lots of different food specials, a lot of homemade stuff that we have planned coming up.
Okay.
The place is going to be extra clean. It's going to be extra inviting for this tournament.
That's great. So what other things are you known for coming into the holiday season?
Well, for the holidays particularly, reunions, company parties, really parties of any sort coming into the holidays. We're really well known for our nighttime bowling specials. It's a very inexpensive form of entertainment to get out, get on your feet and have a good time. Tip a couple back if you want, you know. Birthday parties, a big part of our business here too.
Okay, you've got a banquet room too, right? What kind of activities do you do there?
We got, you know what, we do everything from weddings, lots of baby showers and wedding showers take place in our banquet center. Yeah, it's quite a busy place.
You've done a few changes this past summer. You kind of opened up the entranceway. It looks great.
Thank you.
Your customers, I'm sure, really appreciate those kind of moves that you've made.
I hope they do. We're trying, thinking about improvements all the time.
Okay. Well, Jim, thank you very much for having us here on
Pleasure, Mark.
Bowling Showcase this month. Now it's time to tell you about some upcoming tournament events so you can enter and bowl against the best around. November continues the exciting MD-USBC tournament season. Now, the MD-USBC Youth Championship kicked off last week with a run of 5 Sundays ending on December 10th. This always fun-filled event allows our youth members to enjoy tournament competition. Now, the entry fee is only $15 per bowler per event, with scholarship points up for grabs. The Youth Championship is being held at Wayne Bowl in Wayne. Why not get your kids out of the house, be active, and try their hand at winning scholarship points? The MD-USBC Women's Series, presented by Hamtramck Singles Classic, enters its 7th season on November 19th at Mayflower Lanes in Redford. This is the first of 5 scratch events designed for women bowlers to cut their teeth on keen competition. Those bowling in all 5 events and the top 15 in the points list get invited to the RIP 10 Invitational, which concludes the season in May. The top 15 players in the points list earn additional prize money also. Brandy Remy, she was last year's Cup champion. Here's your chance, ladies, to see how you stack up. Speaking of women's events, the MD-USBC 500 Club Tournament is Sunday, December 3rd at Airway Lanes in Waterford. Women who have bowled a 500 series in their lifetime are eligible for this day of fun and handicap competition. The cost is only $22. The cash payout happens at the end of that day for those who end up in the top places. This is always a great time and will be even better fun when you join in. The McKay Pro-Am Invitational Doubles will take place on Saturday, December 9th at Sterling Lanes in Sterling Heights. This annual event raises funds for the Karmanos Cancer Institute and the International Bowling Hall of Fame and Museum. Since 1990, this event has raised over $270,000 for these causes. Call the MD-USBC office at 248-443-2695, extension 105, for more information to enter or visit mdusbc.com. Remember, all our tournament information can be found at mdusbc.com. Now it's time to learn how to master your game and compete with confidence with Alita Sills Bowling Worlds and YourBowlingCoach.com USBC Gold Coach, Michelle Mullen.
So last time we talked about the importance of having a nice loose arm swing in order to repeat your shots. Well, your ball fit is really important when it comes to be able to have a nice light grip pressure in order to be able to relax your swing. So here I am at Alita Sills Bowling World. I co-own with Hall of Famer Alita Sill. Lita, talk to us a little bit about what we're looking for in a good fit as you fit Ryan's hand here.
There are 3 parts to a good ball fit. Number 1, there is hole size. So what I'm looking for, whether you're in a conventional or a fingertip, the holes need to be snug. In a customized ball fit, the holes are more snug. They're not loose. So especially with people picking up house balls, they're accustomed to those big holes, but that teaches you to squeeze. We don't want to do that. So when your ball is custom, the holes are going to be more snug. The second thing is the angles of the holes. So when we look at the flexibility of somebody's hands, these holes are drilled with angle, okay? So we have to contour that to make your hand in the most relaxed position it can be in. And then there is the spread, how wide that span is. So again, in today's fitting, we've learned that we don't want to be stretched. We don't like a lot of forward in those fingers or a lot of pitch in the fingers. We want our hand to be a little bit more relaxed and the holes a little bit tighter. That's going to make your swing relax and be loose as you let go of it. Another way we can customize your ball fit is by drilling an oval thumb hole. We drill an oval thumb hole because most people's thumbs are oval and not round. By drilling an oval thumb hole, we can give you that perfect fit.
So once you have a good ball fit, it's really important that you use bowler's tape in the thumb hole so that you're able to get the right feel every shot as your thumb fluctuates, whether it gets smaller or bigger as you bowl. And most everybody's thumb fluctuates. So what we want to do, you notice when Ryan puts his hand in the ball, that his thumb goes in on a little bit of an angle. And what we want to do is we want to take that black piece of tape and put it on the nail side of the hole. You don't want to put it on either side where he would get caught up on his exits. You want a nice clean release there. So when we go ahead and put this in, rounded side up, we'll put it on the back side, and he should feel that right on the back side of the thumb where the nail is. Okay? Then what happens is as he swells up, we'll go ahead and take a little bit of tape out using an insert tool or a screwdriver, whatever it is that you'd like. And then that way you can easily take a piece out as you swell up. Players, when they tell me that they never need bowler's tape, concern me because that's them saying that their thumb never fluctuates, and actually most everybody's does. So if you're that player that's not using tape, you're probably just squeezing the ball a little bit more or less, and what we'd much rather do is get the ball to fit your hand rather than squeeze your hand to fit the ball. It's really important that you have a good ball fit so that you can maintain a light grip pressure when you bowl. That's the key to having a nice loose arm swing and being consistent from shot to shot. Then on top of a good ball fit, you want to make sure you're using bowler's tape because your thumb is going to fluctuate, so you want to make sure you're putting it in or taking it out to keep up with the natural fluctuations in your thumb. That way you're going to have your best swing and you're going to be able to repeat from shot to shot. It's been a privilege to help you with these tips. I would love to help you more. You can visit yourbowlingcoach.com for more information on my books or to schedule your private lesson.
Thanks, Michelle. We'll bring you coaching tips and techniques every month here on Bowling Showcase, so keep watching to improve your game. Now it's time for another commercial break, but we'll be back with the MD USBC Queens Tournament as well as some exciting information on our upcoming Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. All coming up next on Bowling Showcase. The Michigan State USBC Women's Bowling Association provides recognition and tournament competition to all levels of women bowlers. Competition includes the Women's State Tournament, this year in Waterford, the State Queens in Mount Pleasant, and the Midwest Women's Tournament in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Recognition includes first-time 300 game and first-time 6, 7, and 800 series. Visit MichiganWBA.com for entries for these tournaments and more information on women's bowling. Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at mdusbc.com. Welcome back. Now it's time to take a look at MD USBC's premier women's event, the 2017 Queens Championship from Classic Lanes in Rochester Hills. Classic Lanes in Rochester Hills was the setting for a weekend of challenging lane conditions and sheer determination as 38 of Metro Detroit's best lady bowlers participated in the 2017 Queens Tournament. As one of the premier MD USBC events for women bowlers this season, the competition was fierce and competitive, with familiar faces, Hall of Famers, and returning champions all lining up to take a run at that top prize. After 6 games of qualifying, it was Katie Bishop, for the second year in a row, who led the way as the top qualifier with a 6-game total of 1470. Going into match play on Sunday, familiar names and faces dominated the lanes. Bowlers like 2014 Queen's champion Angela Wilt, 2015 Queen's champion Shannon Rowe, and many of our Women's Series standouts all went into match play with high expectations of taking home the top prize at the end of the day. The matches throughout the day were at the highest level of competition, with many matches ending in one-pin margins. With so many great women bowlers competing, the championship was truly up for grabs. But it was Women's Series standout Robin Orlikowski of Grand Rapids who seems to be taking the lanes by storm. After qualifying second with a 6-game total of 1382, she earned a bye in the first round of competition. Never dropping out of the winner's bracket, Orlikowski bowled consistent, competitive matches and put away some of the top names in previous women's events, first beating Kim Maddie of Utica 234 to 158, then Sarah Locker of New Baltimore 237 to 181, then facing one of her toughest matches of the day against fellow Women's Series participant Lauren Crivey. The match was a seesaw battle through every frame, each bowler matching frame by frame. In the 10th frame, Crivey made a small judgment error and lost to Orlikowski by a single pin, 208 to 207. That propelled Orlikowski into that final championship match and dropping Crivey into the loser's bracket. Crivey, who qualified 9th with 1261, started the day strong before being knocked into the loser's bracket by Orlikowski. She had initial victories over 2015 Queen's champion Shannon Rowe, 193 to 158, and then beat out top qualifier Kathleen Bishop, 190 to 164, and finally Jennifer Maples, 235 to 194, before losing to Orlikowski. Now, once in the loser's bracket, she narrowly beat Kim Maddie 226 to 224 for the opportunity to avenge her earlier loss and go head-to-head in the finals with Orlikowski. Already having a previous loss to Orlikowski in this double elimination tournament, Crivey faced the daunting task of having to beat Orlikowski not once, but twice in order to take the championship. The first match of the finals was a powerhouse display of women's bowling at its best, with both Orlikowski and Crivey at the top of their game. The women battled back and forth like prize fighters, pushing each other to make the most of their shots. Crivey, with her back against the wall, took an aggressive approach to the lanes and forced Orlikowski to make her shots. When all the pins had fallen, it was Crivey who defeated Orlikowski in this match 269 to 259. But it would take another Herculean effort by Crivey against Orlikowski to win the second match and take home the championship. This match, it was just as competitive and exciting as the first, with both women continuing their dominance of the lanes. Going into the latter frames, the match and the championship itself was up for grabs. Orlikowski continued to press Crivey to make her shots, but in the end, one bad ball was all it took. Crivey lost her mental edge for only the briefest of moments, and in that fraction of an instant, lost the match to Orlikowski, 256 to 248. Making Robin Orlikowski the 2017 MD USBC Queen's Champion.
Okay, I'm here with the 2017 MD USBC Queen's Champion. How does that sound, Robin?
I've been waiting a couple years to hear that, so I do enjoy it. Thank you. The match that we had in earlier in the bracket, and then that match was like, holy cow, she's on her game. So I needed to make sure that I kept the ball in the pocket and try to carry the corners. And thankfully, again, that I was undefeated, so that I had that one extra match to work with. So.
And then in that final match, you turned the tables on her.
Yeah, I split. I had a 4-9. I think it was in the 4th frame, and luckily I picked it up. And I think that was good for me because she was again on her game. Like, she just was not backing down. So I knew I just had to keep striking, and if I struck out and she struck out, I was going to win, I think, by 9. So I definitely still had to keep it on my game.
I was just trying to tell myself, like, stay behind the line, like, don't hit the line, because I fouled a couple times during practice. And I was just going with the process, and whatever happened, happened. I told myself, you know, you're already making a better run than you did a couple years ago, so just go out and see what happens.
Congratulations to Robin Orlikowski on her Queen's Championship. What a great tournament and an impressive display of bowling skill and finesse. Now, speaking of bowling skill and finesse, starting next week, we'll be bringing you 3 weeks of head-to-head bowling action with our Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. This is the 2nd year of our Youth Challenge, and it's always a fan favorite. This year, we'll see teams from Mayflower Lanes, Oak Lanes, last year's winner, Cherry Hill Lanes North, and this year's host center team, Marybowl, all competing in head-to-head single-game elimination matches until we crown a winner. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it all starts next week on Bowling Showcase. So that's the end of this episode. Remember, you can always send us comments or contact us at bowlingshowcase@gmail.com or join our Facebook page and YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch rebroadcasts of this show and more at mdusbc.com. I'm Mark Martin, and I'll see you next time on Bowling Showcase.